Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or good late morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day number 2 of the 98th Annual Minnesota State Amateur Baseball Tournament from historic Chaska Athletic Park in Chaska. My name is Darren Swenson, alongside our producer and director, Charles Brolin, as the Class B tournament continues today as the Anoka Bucs take on the East Grand Forks Mass. East Grand Forks will be the visiting team, and they will come to the plate this way. Clark Peterson is the catcher. Jacob Yelly is the shortstop. Reed Yelly at second base. TJ Hawkison is the third baseman. Neil Nagel is at the left field spot hitting fifth. Nate Albright is the catcher hitting sixth. Derek Graham is the center fielder batting seventh. Colin Peterson, the designated hitter, hitting eighth. And Colton Doc Savage is in right field batting ninth. And that lineup will face Cam Kramer as we about ready to get things underway for day number 2 of the tournament. Had a little weather problem yesterday, but today is going to be a beautiful day. Temperatures in the low 70s, not a lot of humidity, and a bit of a breeze. So short sleeves and shorts, very comfortable for today's meeting. This East Grand Forks team made up of a number of guys who played at Minnesota Crookston, including the manager and leadoff hitter, Clark Peterson, the catcher. East Grand Forks, a record of 7-15 this summer. Anoka coming in with a record of 26-10. Cam Kramer set to go, and the first offering at 10:57 is outside of Clark Peterson. 1 ball and no strikes. Our umpires for today's first game of the day, Dave Gunderson calling the balls and strikes, and Mick Yonke at third as Peterson smacks one towards left field, and it will be a foul ball. It landed about 30 feet in front of the 325 sign and straight away left, but it was just to the left of the chalk up the left field side, so it ends up being a loud strike off the bat of Peterson, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The defense behind Cam Kramer: Trent Friedenberg in left, Carter Schell in center, and Lucas Nelson in right. Billy Herdzina at third, Jackson Hauge at short, Hunter Smith at second, Nate Tillman at first, Garrett Hoffman behind the plate, and Cam Kramer on the hill. The 1-1 delivery is low in the dirt for 2 balls and 1 strike. Sun kind of playing peekaboo with the clouds as we get the day underway today. Expected to be sunny skies throughout most of the day, though, as the pitch nubbed foul towards the third base side. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Cam Kramer, a 2019 graduate of Anoka High School, entering his 3rd year at Winona State this year. The 2-2 delivery outside corner, strike 3 called. So Peterson, who perhaps didn't like the call of the home plate umpire, will head back to the third base dugout, and there's one away here in the first inning. As you can tell, Kramer, a tall young man, 6'7". He's only walked 7 men in 49 innings this year. And he has been the Bucs' go-to guy in the big moments this year. Jacob Yelly fouls the first pitch back and snowballs and 1 strike. Anoka fans off to our left, East Grand Forks. It's a long trip for them, not as many fans for them, so perhaps more of them watching on the video stream today as the pitch goes low. It is 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Jacob Yelly. 1-1 delivery, check swing. Did he go? A look down to first base, and the first base umpire, Mick Yankee is going to say he wins. So Kramer ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2, swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and for good measure, Hoffman will throw down to Tillman at first base to officially record the put out, and there's 2 down here in the inning. And Reed Jelly will come to the plate, the brother of Jacob. They both play at Minnesota Crookston. 5 colleges represented, whether with active players or with alumni on this East Grand Forks team, as the first pitch went back to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 2 strikeouts in the first 2 batters for Cam Kramer. His pitch outside corner for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Jelly. Wind starting to pick up a little bit of clouds in, but no real threat of rain, at least in the forecast today. As the pitch outside corner for a strike again, and Kramer just booking it thus far. He has a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Kramer 4-2 with 1 save this year. The pitch swinging a foul back. Opponent's only hitting .240 against him, and a very good whip. The good old walk and hits per innings pitched, 1.07. The Anoka High School graduate delivers on a foul ball, third base side, so Jelly going to stay alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. East Grand Forks, Mass, and the Anoka Bucs here this afternoon. East Grand Forks at the state tournament for the 2nd year in a row. Ground ball foul once again. Prior to last year's appearance, they had not been to the state tournament since 2007. And their only other appearance was 1981. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kramer ready in the pitch, swung on and missed, and he strikes out the side here in the first inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. The East Grand Forks Mass nothing, and the Anoka Bucs coming to the plate, and Anoka will bat this way. Leading off will be the designated hitter, J.D. Wells. Batting second, the second baseman, Hunter Smith. Hitting third, the shortstop, Jackson Hauge. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Trent Friedenberg. Hitting fifth, the right fielder, Lucas Nelson. Hitting sixth at first base, Nate Tillman. Batting seventh, the catcher, Garrett Hoffman. Hitting eighth at third base, Billy Herdzina. And batting ninth is the center fielder, Carter Schell. And that lineup will face Jake Oskowski for East Grand Forks. And we'll give you the defensive lineup here momentarily. Jake Oskowski, another Minnesota Crookston graduate. He has only allowed 1 run in his last 12 innings of work, and in his last 7 innings of work, he has struck out 14 and only walked 1. So he's the go-to guy for the East Grand Forks Mass as we get things underway. Here in the bottom half of the first inning, the Mass defense, Neil Nagel in left, Eric Graham in center, and Colton Doc Savage in right. TJ Hokason at third, Jacob Gilly at short, Reed Gilly at second, and Nate Albright at first, Clark Peterson behind the plate, and Jake Oskowski on the hill. J.D. Wells will stand in for Anoka, and the first pitch goes inside for 1 ball, no strikes. No score here in the bottom half of the first inning. 1-0 curveball, swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch, a strike. And it's 1-2. J.D. Wells in his 13th year with the Anoka Bucs. He's played in all 35 games. This ground ball hit toward short slowly. Jacob Jelly will pick it up and throw on to first base to retire Wells. 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 down, nobody on for Hunter Smith. No score here in the first inning. Hunter, a 2019 graduate of Anoka High School. He has spent time at both St. John's University and Anoka Ramsey Community College. Hitting on base at about a .422 clip this season as he looks at a strike from Osowski. No balls, 1 strike to count. Pitch outside. As you can tell, Osowski bringing the heat. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch swinging a foul at the plate. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Winner of this game will play next Saturday in Hamburg at 1 o'clock. Against the winner of the game that got 3.5 innings in last night but was suspended by rain. 1-2 just missed up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Meesville leading Chaska 5-0 at that point. But Mother Nature got in the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count the pitch outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. But the 3.5 innings we got in here in Chaska last night, more than the other 2 fields combined. They didn't get started out in Hamburg. The 3-2 delivery, outside corner, strike 3 called. So Osowski strikes out Smith with the backwards K, and there's 2 down here in the inning. In Waconia, they got 2 outs into a game before play was suspended there. The games that were suspended last night going to be made up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, including that Meesville-Chaska game. They'll pick up where they left off in that game as Jackson Hauge stands in from the right-hand side of the plate. And the first pitch is low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Hauge plays baseball for MSU down in Mankato. A curveball misses low. It's 2 balls and no strikes to count. 2019 graduate from Anoka High School. He played for the Blaine Fusion a year ago as the next pitch fouled off on an excuse-me swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Leading the team in batting average at .453 and extra base hits. He's second with 13, and in runs scored, he's third on the squad. 2 balls, 1 strike, and a ground ball towards short. Jelly there to field. He'll throw on to first base. The out recorded there. And a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the first inning for Anoka. We head to the second inning, and we're scoreless.
3 down. Celebrate the end of the 2021 Town Ball season. Join your teammates, rivals, and ball fans from around the state at the Twins game on September 11th. Special ticket prices. Our sponsor this year, the Minnesota State Tournament. March 2021 actually marks the Lottery Equipment's 75th anniversary, which works right here in the Chaska Athletic Park area. You're back. Lottery Equipment, promoted your home team for quality tractors and power equipment.
Our producer-director today is Charles Brolin. My name is Darren Swenson. Glad you're with us from Chaska Athletic Park here this afternoon. Opening round of the Class B state tournament. The state amateur tournaments are now in full swing. The tournaments will be played out over the next 3 weeks in Waconia, Chaska, and Hamburg. Get out and support your community. Or if you just love the great game of baseball and want to watch win or go home games at fantastic venues, there is nothing like tournament time. If you can't make it to the games, PrepSpotlight.tv/townball has packages that will make watching all the venues very affordable. Enjoy the tournament at the park or right here at PrepSpotlight.tv. Both teams go down in order in that first inning. In fact, Cam Kramer struck out the side in that first inning. TJ Hokason stands in and looks at the first pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes. Kramer, the current player for Winona State, going into his third year. Kramer ready with the 1-0. It misses low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Hokason, another player out of Minnesota Crookston. The pitch out of the zone. So it's 3 balls and no strikes. Always interesting how teams come up with their nicknames. The 3-0 taking all the way, and Hokason takes called strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. How did the East Grand Forks team come up with the team Mass? The pitch outside, ball 4. Hokason becomes the game's first base runner. A 5-pitch walk to start the second. Neil Nagel will come to the plate. Nagel out of Dakota Wesleyan College. But getting back to the Mass, and talking to team manager Clark Peterson via email this week, there's 3 reasons for the nickname of the Mass. A lead at first by Hokason, and the pitch swinging a foul at the plate off the bat of Nagel. It's no balls and 1 strike. The first reason, according to Coach Peterson, when our whole roster shows up, we're huge. In fact, the 2 biggest players on the roster have already left for college. That was Kobe Tweeten, 6'7", 300, and Brock Reller at 6 foot, 250. A couple of big boys there. No balls, 1 strike count. Kramer out of the stretch for the first time today. And the 0-1 delivery, a breaking ball gets away from the catcher Hoffman, but no go from first base. And Hokason one ball, 1 strike to count. Kramer to the chest high set. Nagel awaits, and the 1-1 in there for a strike. It's 1 and 2. The other reasons for the Mass, Coach Peterson says baseball is our church Sunday Mass, and also a large gathering of people is called a Mass. Therefore, we are what we attract, a Mass. So different meanings, but a creative nickname for East Grand Forks. The 1-2 delivery, a looper toward short, played on the long hawk by Hauge. He'll go to second for the first out. He'll go to first for the double play. Hauge to Smith to Tillman, a 6-4-3 twin killing, and there's 2 down here in the second inning. The ball was partially in the air, so Hokason caught a little bit in no man's land there. If he takes off, Hauge could catch that and double him up at first base. If he stays put, Hauge lets it drop and easily turns a double play, so Hokason was caught in a no-win situation as Nate Albright took the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Hammer foul, third base side. Albright, another Minnesota Crookston player. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitcher's best friend helps out Kramer. As the pitch outside, skipped away from Hoffman, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike as some fans starting to file in here in Chaska for our first game of the day. First of 4, and you can see him right out here at PrepSpotlight.tv/townball. As pitch goes low. Now Kramer behind Albright in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 the count. The pitch outside corner for strike 2. Albright was ready to toss the bat away, but home plate umpire Dave Gunderson had other ideas. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch inside corner. Strike 3 called. Kramer gets his 4th strikeout of the game. Nothing across in the second inning. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score.
Nobody does high school sports like PrepSpotlight.tv. Your home for Minnesota State tournament action is also where you can find the best weekly action during the regular season in 2021. We make it easy to be a high school sports fan at PrepSpotlight.tv.
Charles Brolin, our producer and director. My name is Darren Swenson. PrepSpotlight.tv/townball. Of course, PrepSpotlight.tv, your home for high school athletics. The high school athletic season about ready to get underway in earnest, and you're home for a lot of high school action, not only here in the metro area, but state tournament action once the tournament series gets here. PrepSpotlight.tv, your home to watch high school athletics here in the great state of Minnesota. 98th annual state amateur baseball tournament being hosted by Waconia, Chaska, and Hamburg this year. Had a good crowd on hand for the opening game of the tournament last night. Game 2 of the tournament today will be at 1:30. It'll be the Chanhassen Redbirds and the Moorhead Mudcats. Coming up this afternoon at 4:30, it'll be the Hamel Hawks and the Victoria Vics. And the final game of the night will be the Moorhead Brewers and the St. Michael Saints. Again, the winner of this game will face the winner of the suspended game from last night. Miesville leading Chaska 5-0. Going to the bottom of the 4th inning, they'll pick up where they left off last night, or tomorrow night at 7 p.m. 0-2 the count on Trent Friedenberg now to start things here in the second inning. Friedenberg spent time at Dakota County Technical College in southwest Minnesota State. He's in his 5th year with the Anoka Bucs. His pitch goes low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2017 graduate of Anoka High School. Second on the team in batting average at .359 coming in as the pitch popped up, foul ball, third base side and out of play. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Team leader in RBI with 32. Second in runs scored with 21, and first in extra base hits with 14. Off the end of the bat, rolled to the right side, picked up by the first baseman Albright. He'll throw to first base, and the pitcher covering Osowski. And a 3-1 putout completed on a bang-bang play. 1 down and nobody on. Good presence of mind by Osowski to get over to the bag. That was in that in-between area, whether Albright at first or Reed Jelly at second were going to take that ball. But Osowski there to take the throw as Lucas Nelson fouls the first pitch off. No balls and 1 strike. 1 down, nobody on. No score here in the bottom of the second inning. Nelson, a current player at Dordt College down in northwest Iowa. The 0-1, a pop-up foul ball, third base side, actually still in fair territory, lunging back and making the grab is the pitcher, Osowski. He called it from the get-go, but I think it's fair to say he was never truly under that ball, but goes down as P1 in the scorebook, so there's 2 down as Osowski has retired the first 5 that he has faced. We mentioned coming into the tournament, Osowski had struck out 14, walked none in his last 7 innings of work, and he's kind of picked up where he left off as Nate Tillman stands in a scoreless game with 2 down, nobody on here in the second. Tillman will look at a curve for a strike, 0-1. Tillman in his first year at the Bucs. The pitch, line drive, caught at second by Gilly, and that's that for the second inning. 3 balls in play, but 3 outs recorded. We're 2 complete, and we're scoreless.
All summer long, you have gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone, a home run!
Diamonds that decorate and help define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball in our hometowns. And on September 11th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Royals at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the newly crowned state amateur champs will be honored at the Town Ball Tavern and during a pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3! Fairmont, state champions in 2020.
To the Fairmont Martins, they are your 2020.
For tickets to the Twins' Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 11th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
98th Annual State Amateur Baseball Tournament being hosted by Chaska for the 5th time in its history. East Grand Forks 0, Anoka 0 as we head to the 3rd inning. Both pitchers have faced the minimum through 2. Cam Kramer walked a man in the 2nd inning, but he was raced on a double play. As Eric Graham, Colin Peterson, and Colton Doc Savage, the two hitters here in the 3rd inning for East Grand Forks. The pitch, a foul ball, third base. Nice play by somebody in the East Grand Forks dugout. It was a one-hopper that was in front of the dugout, and I believe it was the catcher Lucas Nelson that grabbed it and threw it right back to Kramer. Always be ready as Graham takes a breaking ball for a strike. And Kramer ahead of Graham. No balls and 2 strikes right now. 0-2 delivery, number foul at the plate, so it's no balls and 2 strikes remaining on Eric Graham. First of 4 games today and 4 games tomorrow here in Chaska. The 0-2 delivery, fisted foul. Hit the roof of the grandstand and caromed back into the field of play. No balls, 2 strikes. The count remains on Eric Graham. No score here in the inning as the pitch goes low. One, 2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Strikeout number 5 for Cam Kramer. 3 of the 5 have been of the backwards K in the scorebook looking variety. 1 down in the inning for Colin Peterson. No score here in the 3rd. Only base runner has been a Hokason walk in the 2nd inning. That goes for either team as Colin Peterson takes the pitch low. Colin, the brother of Clark Peterson, one of 2 sets of brothers on this East Grand Forks squad. The 1-0 delivery, swing and a miss. Tried to wait back on a off-speed pitch and waited too long, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Symmetrical ballpark here in Chaska, 325 down the line, it's 355 to the alley. And 390 to center field as Colin Peterson, the designated hitter, looks at a strike and it's 1-2. Colton Doc Savage on deck in a scoreless game here in the 3rd. The 1-2 delivery fouled over the East Grand Forks dugout on the 3rd base side. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cam Kramer ready to go on the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Cam Kramer 6 strikeouts among the first 8 men to come to the plate for the Mass. 2 down, nobody on for Colton Doc Savage. Another left-hander against the right-hander Kramer. Doc Savage, a Bemidji State graduate. And he'll look at a strike, 0-1. Kramer ready, 0-1 in there for a strike again, and it snowballs in 2 strikes. You strike out a lot of guys, it does take a lot of pitches, so Kramer about ready to throw his 45th pitch already. The 0-2 delivery, check swing, did he go? No. That was one of those situations in a 2-umpire system. It's tough to ask the guy standing behind first base to check swing a left-hand hitter in that situation. The 1-2 delivery, one hopper right back to Kramer on the mound, and an overhand toss over to first base and Tillman. The 1-3 putout retires the side here in the 3rd. Another 3-up, 3-down inning. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It is East Grand Forks 0, Anoka 0 at the State Amateur Baseball Tournament.
Nobody does high school sports like PrepSpotlight.tv. Your home for Minnesota State tournament action is also where you can find the best weekly action during the regular season in 2021. We make it easy to be a high school sports fan at PrepSpotlight.tv.
Merchandise area, stop in, pick up a couple.
Producer-director is Charles Brolin. My name is Darren Swenson. I'll be with you for the first 2 games here in Chaska today, and I'll be with you for all 4 games tomorrow. No score, nothing across on the line score for either squad right now. Tom Dyerberger will be with you for the final 2 games today. It'll be Hamel and Victoria at 4:30, and Moorhead Brewers and St. Michael at 7. Games here in Chaska tomorrow will start at 11 with Eagle Lake and Cannon Falls, Princeton and St. Stevens at 1:30, and Stark and Foley at 4:30. And then at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, they'll pick up the suspended game from last night between Miesville and Chaska. Miesville leading that one 5-0 going to the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th inning. The winner of that game will face the winner of this game in Hamburg next Saturday at 1 o'clock. As the first pitch goes outside to Garrett Hoffman, the leadoff hitter here in the 3rd inning, and the number 7 hitter against Jake Asowski. First pitch was outside. Second pitch, a fly ball into left. Retreating on it is Neil Nagel. He's under it and makes a one-handed head-high catch for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning.
Batting eighth, number 4, third baseman, Billy Erdzina.
The 2 games, the 7 o'clock game tonight, Moorhead and St. Michael. The winner of that one will face the winner of the 11 a.m. game in Hamburg tomorrow, as Herdzina hits one deep left center field. Retreating on it is Graham. He's under it, and he will make the catch just in front of the track in left center for the 2nd out of the inning. That's the loudest out that we have had in this game. Herdzina hit that one well, but Eric Graham out in center field had a beat on it from the get-go. So quickly 2 down here in the 3rd inning for Carter Schell. The number 9 hitter and center fielder, he squares to bunt and fouls it back to the screen. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Wasowski has set down the first 8 that he has faced. Another bunt attempt up the first base side. Asowski yields to the catcher Peterson. He'll throw to first base, and it's off the glove of the first baseman Albright. And moving to second base is Schell, and he'll be in with a head-first slide. And the wild throw will head to third base. Schell's going to hit third base and get a stop sign there. A ball that rolls about 40 feet ends up with a man at third base for the Bucs. The first 8 guys swinging away don't get on base. Carter Shell lays down a bunt, and it's going to end up being 2 errors on the play. I believe the first error will go to Albright at first base. I believe Albright will get the second error as he tried to retrieve the ball and get Shell at second base and ended up airmailing it into left field. So Carter Shell on a 40-foot bunt ends up at third base. He's there with 2 down. And now J.D. Wells will try to put his team on top. He grounded to short in the first, 0-for-1. Wells swings and misses as he couldn't catch up with the Osowski fastball. It's 0-1. Osowski working out of the windup with the runner at third and 2 down. The pitch fouled back to the protective netting behind home plate. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on J.D. Wells. The 0-2 delivery is high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. I see now they're giving a hit on the board with Anoka at the present time. So we'll double check that ruling perhaps. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Wells. The 1-2 ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. J.D. Wells brings Carter Shell home, and the Bucs draw first blood here in the 3rd inning. Shell comes home on the RBI single by J.D. Wells. A 1-0 lead for Anoka. And Hunter Smith will try to keep the line moving. He'll lay down a bunt as well. The catcher Peterson will pick it up and throw to first base. Albright will catch to retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're 3 innings complete. Our new score, Anoka 1 and East Grand Forks 0.
All summer long, you have gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that decorate and help define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball in our hometowns. And on September 11th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Royals at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the newly crowned state amateur champs will be honored at the Town Ball Tavern and during a pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3! Fairmont, state champions in 2020.
To the Fairmont Martins. They are your 2020.
For tickets to the Twins' Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 11th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
1-0 the lead for Anoka. Going back to the bottom of the 3rd inning, I just checked with the official score on that bunt by Carter Shell. They gave him a bunt single. He advanced to second on an error by the catcher Clark Peterson, and he advanced to third on a throwing error by the second baseman Reed Jelly. It was brought home on the RBI single by J.D. Wells. Clark Peterson will start things here in the 3rd inning. He took a called third to start the game back in the top of the 1st inning. He missed. Cam Kramer misses outside to start this plate appearance. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch out of the zone, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Jacob Jelly and Reed Jelly to follow here in the top half of the 4th inning. The 2-0 high 3 balls, no strikes. Trio, a little bit low for ball 4, so Clark Peterson leads off the 4th inning by reaching on a base on balls. Cam Kramer was able to work around a leadoff walk in the 2nd inning. Was helped out by a double play in that frame. Jacob Jelly struck out in the 1st inning against Kramer, who has 6 strikeouts thus far. A move to first base will send Peterson back to the bag. Kramer with the chest high away from his body paws. The first offering low and away to Jacob Jelly. There's 1 ball and no strikes. Over in Waconia right now after 2, Bemidji leading New Prague 2-0 over there. Spring Hill has taken a 1-0 lead over Delano. Over in Waconia, the pitch swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Follow the Minnesota Baseball Association on Twitter. MINN Baseball is the Twitter handle. They'll keep you up to date throughout the state amateur baseball tournament. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Move to first base. Clark Peterson back to the bag diving. Hamburg will be the site of the quarterfinals next weekend, and the semifinals will take place on Sunday after the quarterfinals. On Saturday. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Jelly. 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss. It is 1-2. Good hard fastball from Kramer. One ball and 2 strikes to count. Lead at first base by Peterson. The pause by Kramer. And the 1-2 coming. Peterson bluffs going, and the pitch hammered towards left field, but just foul. A hard hit ball off the bat of Jelly, but lands about 15 feet beyond the dirt and about 5 feet foul. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Move to first base and back to the bag diving once again was Peterson. Of course, Chaska, Waconia, and Hamburg hosting the tournament this year. Kramer ready. And the 1-2 offering hit well left field, but well foul. It leaves the yard, but it landed well foul just beyond the East Grand Forks bullpen up the left field side. So Jacob Jelly still has a 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Next week or next year it'll be Faribault, Dundas, and Meesville for the tournament. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 delivery low and in the dirt. Gets away from Hoffman to his right, so on the wild pitch, Clark Peterson will move to second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In 2023, it'll be Delano, Dassel, and Litchfield hosting the Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament. Of course, that will be year number 100 of this tournament. This is year number 98. Peterson, the first Mass player to reach second base. It's 2-2, swing and a miss. Jelly down on strikes as Kramer gets his 7th strikeout of the game. He's walked 2, and Reed Jelly will come to the plate. Jelly struck out in that first inning, part of a strikeout the side inning for Kramer in the top of the first. Now whirling to throw to second base, close play, but Peterson back to the bag diving as Hunter Smith snuck behind him. Runner at second, 1 down. Pause by Kramer, 2 looks at second, out of the stretch in the pitch. A fly ball center field, should be routine for Carter Shell. He angles a bit into right center and makes an above the head one-handed grab. Peterson stays put at second base. There's 2 down here in the inning.
Third baseman, T.J. Hokanson.
Peterson at second with 2 down, and T.J. Hokanson to the plate. He drew a leadoff walk in the second inning and was erased on a double play. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts thus far for Cam Kramer. An unearned run has given Anoka a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. The pause and the delivery, it's low. 1-0 the count on Hokanson. Again, Kramer has been forced to work a decent amount. This will already be pitch number 59. Probably a touch more than what he wants it at this point. 1-0 delivery missed again outside to the left-hand hitting Hokanson, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 with 2 down. The pause, the pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Tying run at second with 2 down here in the inning. Two-one delivery. Good breaking ball. It's taken for another strike. That one ended up crossing right at the knees, and Hokanson and Kramer now even in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuces Wild on the cleanup hitter for the Mass, and a 1-0 lead for Anoka in the top of the fourth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Will he look? Will there be an appeal asked for? There was not. And now we're all the way out to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the appeal was asked for, and the base umpire says incomplete. I know it says no swing, but we're close enough to football season, aren't we? 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Kramer will step off the rubber. Peterson, the runner at second base. With 2 down. The pitch towards first base, just foul. A lunging attempt was made by Tillman behind the bag at first base. It landed just a few feet foul, still on the infield dirt, but to the right of the chalk. So Hokanson with a good at bat here. So be at least pitch number 8 of the at bat. This Grand Forks team has been grinders at the plate, even though they haven't had a hit through 3 2/3. The pitch swung on and missed at a breaking ball, and the side is out here in the fourth inning. A leadoff walk, nothing else. The bottom of the fourth we go. It is a 1-0 lead for Anoka.
Nobody does high school sports like PrepSpotlight.tv. Your home for Minnesota State tournament action is also where you can find the best weekly action during the regular season in 2021. We make it easy to be a high school sports fan at PrepSpotlight.tv.
Orioles 1. And from Hamburg, third inning, Spring Hill Chargers 1, Delano Athletics nothing.
1-0 Anoka on an RBI single by J.D. Wells to score Carter Shell in the bottom of the third inning. Jake Osowski retired the first 8 men he faced, then Shell reached on a bunt single. A throwing error got him to second. Another throwing error as part of the same sequence got him to third. And J.D. Wells, the leadoff hitter, got him home. That's the only run that we have had to this point. Cam Kramer hasn't given up a hit through 4 innings. He has walked 2 and he has struck out 8. Anoka will have 3, 4, and 5 due here in the 4th inning. Always soothing and comfortable to have one of the most famous Minnesota sports voices on the public address today. And that would be Dick Jonkowski. Spent 3 decades as the voice of Gopher football on the public address. I believe he started at Memorial Stadium, then went to the Metrodome, and then to TCF Bank Stadium, and also was the voice of Williams Arena for quite some time. And he's doing the PA today. Something about his voice makes you feel like you're at a big event, as Jackson Hauge is at the first pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes to count. 1-0, fly ball out to right center field, well hit. Eric Graham retreating, he lunges back in front of the track and will make the catch on a well hit ball by Hauge. Caught that one just in front of the track, about 10 feet to the right of the 390 sign and straight away center field. 1 down here in the inning. Couple of loud outs off the bat of Bucs batters in the last couple of frames. 3 balls that have at least flirted with the warning track but have ended up in outs. Trent Friedenberg will look at the first pitch out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Friedenberg grounded first base to pitcher in the 2nd inning. 1-0 delivery, a foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Clark Peterson, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bucs leading 1-0. Trying to pick up their 27th win this summer and give themselves a trip to Hamburg next Saturday afternoon as the pitch goes low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Winner of this one gets the winner of the game that will be completed tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Meesville currently leading Chaska 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning as Friedenberg fouls that one away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. We got 3.5 innings in last night before Mother Nature said no mas. 2-2 delivery, swinging a foul back. That was a bit of a hanger, and Friedenberg was right on that one. And Osowski failed to put it between the chalk. Breaking ball down and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Pitch number 8 of this plate appearance. Osowski has been very economical with his pitch count to this point as the next offering goes inside ball 4. Friedenberg reaches on a 1-out walk here in the 4th inning. 1 on, 1 out. And Lucas Nelson to the plate. 1-0 Anoka, bottom of the fourth. Nelson popped out to the pitcher, Asowski. In the bottom of the second inning, a move to first base sends Friedenberg back to the bat. Another move over there will send him back diving this time. First pitch to Nelson, sprayed out in the left center field of the land for a base hit with the play in front of him. Friedenberg will put the brakes on at second base, but the Bucs in business. First and second with 1 down in the bottom of the fourth inning.
First baseman Nate Tillman.
Friedenberg at second, Nelson at first, and Nate Tillman will come to the plate, who lined out to second to end the second, 0 for 1. Be interesting to see what the Mass do if they need to go to their bullpen in today's game. They only have 10 here at the ballpark, 10 overall players, so we receive their lineup card up here in the press area. There's only 1 substitute on it. Bucs trying to get some crooked numbers on the board here in the fourth inning, first and second with 1 down. Asowski ready as the pitch taken at the letters for a strike. It's 0-1. One nothing in Anoka. Home half of the fourth inning. The 0-1, a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Offering outside from Asowski. 2 balls and 1 strike. That walk to Friedenberg back in the fourth inning. That was the first walk in 11 innings for Asowski, who had struck out 15 in that time. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 2-2 now on Tillman. Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. 2-2 delivery, lone in the dirt. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Friedenberg at second, Nelson at first. A full count to the hitter Tillman with Garrett Hoffman on deck. 3-2, and the curveball is popped up on the infield. Infield fly rule has been called. The second baseman, Reed Jelly, comes in and makes the catch on the infield grass for the second out of the inning. 2 down in the frame. And it'll be up to Garrett Hoffman to make something of the fourth inning for the Bucs. Friedenberg at second, Nelson at first. Hoffman flew out to left in the third, 0 for 1. 1-0 Anoka, home half of the fourth inning. Asowski ready in the pitch. He is in there for a strike at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. Asowski's given up 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 1 through his 3 2/3. The run he gave up was an unearned run as well. No balls, 1 strike, and the 0-1 delivery is up for 1 ball and 1 strike on Garrett Hoffman. Asowski in at Clark Peterson for the side. Comes set in the 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Hard fastball down and in. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Asowski a strike away from getting out of a headache here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-2, swing and a miss on a hard fastball. He gets his second strikeout. And a first and second with one out situation results in a goose egg in the line score for Anoka. 2 runners left here in the 4th inning. We go to the 5th, 1-0 Anoka.
Celebrate the end of the 2021 Town Ball season. Join your teammates, rivals, and ball fans from around the state at the Twins game on September 11th. Special ticket pricing for Town Ball players and fans. Salutes to the newly crowned champs and a very fun night at the ballpark. Order your tickets at twinsbaseball.com/townball and wear your town's team colors to Target Field on September 11th.
Right center field was installed by AIM Electronics, the official scoreboard of the Minnesota Baseball.
The state amateur baseball tournaments are now in full swing. The tournaments will be played out over the next 3 weeks in Waconia, Chaska, and Hamburg. Get out and support your community. Or if you just love the great game of baseball and want to watch win or go home games at fantastic venues, there is nothing like tournament time. If you can't make it to the games, prepspotlight.tv/townball has packages that will make watching all the venues very affordable. Enjoy the tournament at the park or on prepspotlight.tv. Charles Brolin is our producer and director. My name is Darren Swenson. Glad you're with us for day number 2 of the tournament. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Wherever they may be, and good way to keep track of this tournament if you got loved ones, no matter where they are, with an internet connection. Tell them to head to prepspotlight.tv and you can watch the entire Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament. Neil Nagel fouls the first one away, no balls and 1 strike. Cam Kramer has been in a groove to this point. He struck out 8, he's walked 2. He hasn't given up a hit through his 4 innings. Next offering will be the 67th pitch of the game, and it's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, the count on Neil Nagel. Next offering just missed outside. One, 2, another curveball, missed again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Already 70 pitches approaching for Kramer. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count, the pitch fouled away. We mentioned a willingness to grind at the plate during the top half of the 4th inning for East Grand Forks. That's 11 2-strike foul balls off the bats of mass players to this point. Swinging a pop-up right side. Retreating is the first baseman, Tillman. He calls it and comes back onto the infield dirt to make the catch for the first out here in the 5th inning. Sometimes you can get a pitcher out of a game perhaps a little earlier than the pitcher wants to. If you're willing to grind and maybe extend an at-bat, that plate appearance might not go to your liking, but maybe it does wear down a pitcher a little later on in the game if you keep doing so, as Nate Albright fouls the pitch away. Left side, not a play, no balls and 1 strike. Albright took a cold third to end the second, 0 for 1. 1-0 Anoka. They got their tally in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 0-1 delivery is inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2 now. It's been mainly a cloudy day, but very, very comfortable from a temperature perspective. No balls, 2 strikes, pitch, ground ball through the legs of Kramer and out into center field for a base hit. So Nate Albright gets the first single and overall hit for the Mass on the day. Right through the 5-hole of Kramer.
Center fielder, Eric Graham.
First hit for the Mass. 1 on, 1 out here in the 5th inning, and Eric Graham will be the batter. He took a called third to start the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. Kramer with 8 strikeouts to this point, and Graham swings and misses at the first one, 0-1. Kramer ready. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch out into shallow center field. Shell coming in. He can't get there, so it'll be 1st and 2nd with 1 down here in the 5th inning. And for the first time today, East Grand Forks has 2 runners on in the same inning. Garrett Hoffman out to have a brief word with Cam Kramer. And Colin Peterson will be the batter. 1st and 2nd, 1 down. Tying run at 2nd, go-ahead run at 1st here in the top of the 5th inning of a 1-0 Anoka lead. Peterson struck out swinging back in the 3rd. First pitch foul back to the protective netting on the 3rd base side. No balls and 1 strike. Kramer ready, the 0-1. Outside for 1 ball, 1 strike count on Colin Peterson. Albright got a single on 0-2. Graham got a single on 0-1. It's 1-1 now on Peterson. Kramer with a look back at 2nd and the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kramer with 8 strikeouts, looking for number 9 right here as Peterson asked for time, and it's granted by the home plate umpire Dave Gunderson. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. The pause by Kramer, a look back at 2nd, and the 1-2 is a fastball up. For 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Colin Peterson. Away from 2nd, Albright. Away from 1st is Graham. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. The pause and the 2-2 fouled to the protective netting on the 3rd base side. So another 2-strike foul ball off the bat of these Mass players. That is 12 times in this game that they have fouled off a pitch with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Kramer with multiple looks at 2nd. The pitch swung on and missed. He gets his 9th strikeout as Peterson down for the 2nd time of this game. 1st and 2nd with 2 down. And Colton Doc Savage will try to make something of the top of the 5th for East Grand Forks. He grounded back to the pitcher Kramer in the 3rd inning. Doc Savage, the left-hand hitter against the right-hander Kramer. The pitch outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Good lead at 2nd base by Albright. Hauge sneaks in behind to keep him a little honest as the pitch swung on and missed. It's 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Top half of the 5th inning, Anoka leading by a 1-0 margin. Kramer in for the sign from Hoffman. The pause. A look back at second in the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Kramer gets into double digits with 10 strikeouts now. He strikes out 2 batters in a first and second with 1 down situation, and no further damage done. We're halfway home in the first game of the day here at Chaska Athletic Park. It's 1-0 Anoka.
All summer long, you have gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that decorate and help define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball in our hometowns. And on September 11th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Royals at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the newly crowned state amateur champs will be honored at the Town Ball Tavern and during a pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3! Fairmont, state champions in 2020.
For tickets to the Twins' Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 11th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
Great quality because we make it ourselves. A great family meal.
Minnesota State Amateur Baseball Tournament, Minnesota baseball tradition, and of course we thank the Minnesota Twins organization for being so supportive of this Minnesota baseball tradition. Look forward to September 11th when the Twins celebrate Town Ball that night. And more information available at twinsbaseball.com. Billy Herdzina looks at a strike from Jake Osowski. No balls and 1 strike. Herdzina hit one to the warning track, but it was caught by Eric Graham back in the 3rd inning during his first plate appearance of the day. Next pitch high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Herdzina, a 6-year player for the Anoka Bucs, as a curveball misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike count. Another Anoka High School alumni, another curve in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and according to J.D. Wells, Herdzina is the best golfer on this team, swinging a foul at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Have no statistics or data to back that up, but we'll take Coach Wells at his word. A looper towards second base, played on a hop there by Reed Jelly, and he'll throw on to first base to retire Herdzina. 4-3, 1 down here in the 5th inning. 1-0 lead for Anoka. They got their lone run in the 3rd inning, and the run was started by this guy, Carter Schill. First 8 guys were retired by Jake Osowski, the pitcher. He laid down a bunt, did Schill. Reached on a bunt single. A throwing error got him to second as part of the same sequence. The throwing error got him to third as Schill squares to bunt and takes it high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. And with Schill at third, J.D. Wills got a single to center to bring him home. And that has been the only run to this point, as a swing and a miss from Schill makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. Winner of this one gets Miesville or Chaska next Saturday at 1 p.m. in the quarterfinals in Hamburg. The 1-1 delivery in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. So the Class B quarters will be next Saturday, and the semifinals will be next Sunday. 1-2, swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout of the game for Osowski, and there's quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th inning. So Osowski has retired 4 in a row since Nelson got a single back in the 4th inning. To give the Bucs one of their better scoring chances of the day. They had 1st and 2nd with 1 down, but a pop out and a strikeout got them out of the threat as Will swings and flies one to center. Eric Graham had him played darn near perfectly and makes a belt-high two-handed grab to retire the side. Bucs go down in order. To the 6th we go. It's 1-0 Anoka.
The Town Ball Tour. Head to the small towns and tell people what it's all about.
A lot of excitement. Weather is fantastic.
This place has been here since the early 80s.
This is a baseball town.
The town is here. The kids are here. It's safe. It's a wonderful environment.
We certainly met some wonderful characters.
Thanks for joining us for another season of Fox 9's Town Ball Tour.
Just heard from our friends at Fox 9. Always fun every summer on Wednesday nights as they have their Town Ball Tour. They go all across the state of Minnesota discussing this Minnesota tradition. They make a very nice production out of it. Really get a lot of their on-air staff and their behind-the-scenes staff involved in their Town Ball Tour every summer. When you have media partners like Fox 9 recognizing how special Town Ball is in this state, we appreciate all they do to promote the great game of baseball. As we go to the top half of the 6th inning, we remind you that the state amateur tournaments are now in full swing. The tournament's being played out in Waconia, Chaska, and Hamburg. Get out and support your community. Or if you just love the great game of baseball and want to watch win or go home games at fantastic venues, there's nothing like tournament time. If you can't make it to the game, prepspotlight.tv/townball is the place to go. Prep Spotlight has packages that will make watching all the venues very affordable. Enjoy the tournament at the park or right here at prepspotlight.tv as the grounds crew here in Chaska put the finishing touches on the mid-game field updates. As Clark Peterson starts things here in the 6th inning, and the pitch outside from Cam Kramer, 1 ball, no strikes. Peterson starting the 3rd trip around the batting order, struck out looking in the 1st and walked in the 4th. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Hard fastball down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike on Clark Peterson. 1-3-0 for Anoka, 0-2-2 for East Grand Forks. Here in the 6th inning, 1-1 delivery, good curveball taken for a strike, and it's 1-2. Kramer right now at 88 pitches. Of course, you look at things a little differently now as we see a couple of Bucs players heading down towards the bullpen. A looper down the right field line, and it will land foul. So it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. You look at things a little differently, only having to play 1 game this weekend. If it was next weekend when you have potentially a quarterfinal and a semifinal game, you might have to look at things a little differently. Taylor Nelson going to be warming up in the bullpen down the right field line right now. As the 90th pitch from Kramer comes right here, and it's just off the corner. Some oohs and ahs from the Anoka faithful who sit off to our right here at Chaska Athletic Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the 6th inning of a 1-0 lead for Anoka. The 2-2. Ground ball up the middle, backhanding at second base is Hunter Smith. He'll throw on to first base to retire Peterson. 1 away here in the 6th inning.
Shortstop, Jacob Jelly.
1 down, nobody on for Jacob Jelly. He's been a strikeout victim twice of Kramer, both times swinging, once in the 1st, once in the 4th. Kramer has given up 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 10 through his 5 1/3 to this point. Jelly takes the first pitch off the corner. It's 1 ball and no strikes to count. One 0. A little bit low. It's 2 balls and no strikes now. Reed, Jelly on deck. 1-0 or 2-0. Fly ball in the left field. Well hit. Friedenberg was there, and he makes the catch probably about 5 to 10 feet in front of the left field fence for the second out here in the 6th inning. 2 down here in the 6th for Reed Jelly, who struck out in the 1st inning and flew out to center in the 4th. That ball off the bat of Jacob Jelly, perhaps one of the harder hit balls off of Kramer today. Reed swings and misses at the first offering. 1 ball, no strikes. Spring Hill in the 4th inning leading Delano 2-0 in other state tournament action. 0-1 ready, and the pitch goes low. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Jelly. One and 1 from Kramer, swinging a foul. Right side, not a plate.
Return the foul balls to the concession stand for a nice treat.
So it's 1 and 2 now, as Kramer gets closer and closer to triple-digit pitches. The pitch high and tight, did that get him, or was it a foul ball? They're going to rule it. Got him. So Jelly will reach first base with 2 down. First hit batter of the day for either squad. Kramer has also walked 2 on the day.
Third baseman T.J. Hawkinson.
So the tying run now on base with 2 down, and T.J. Hokason, who's walked in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th, will be the batter. 1-0 Anoka, visiting half of the 6th inning as the pitch outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Kramer has now allowed 5 base runners in 6 innings. He has a walks and hits per innings pitched coming in of 1.07. Backdoor breaking ball attempted, but it sails outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that was officially pitch number 100 for Kramer on the day. 1-1 the count. 1-1, swing and a miss. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kramer trying to get out of another jam. He got out of a 1st and 2nd 1 down situation in the 5th. The 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3, 11th strikeout of the game for Kramer. A hit batter, a runner left to the home half of the 6th. It's 1-0 Anoka.
Nobody does high school sports like PrepSpotlight.tv. Your home for Minnesota State tournament action is also where you can find the best weekly action during the regular season in 2021. We make it easy to be a high school sports fan at PrepSpotlight.tv.
Electrical or technology solutions, then count on EPS. For over 33 years, EPS has been helping communities like
Game 1 of the day here in Chaska.
build projects on budget and on time.
A 1-0 lead for Anoka. Cam Kramer, 11 strikeouts, 2 hits, 2 walks over his 6 innings to this point. J.D. Wells with 2-out RBI single in the 3rd inning. That has been the difference to this point. Our second game here this afternoon will be the Chanhassen Redbirds and the Moorhead Mudcats. Scheduled for a 1:30 start this afternoon. And also in Class B at 4:30 this afternoon, the Hamel Hawks and the Victoria Vics. At 7 o'clock tonight, it'll be the Moorhead Brewers and the St. Michael Saints. Tom Dyerberger will take you through the final two games today. I'll have the Chanhassen and Moorhead game coming up at 1:30. But never fear, no matter how it's talking. We got our guy Charles Brolin here. He knows what the heck he's doing. He's doing the hard work. We're just talking. As Hunter Smith will start things here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Anoka still leading 1-0. Off the end of the bat, a ground ball towards third. Hokason makes the play across the diamond, and Smith retired on the first pitch here in the 6th inning, and he's now 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a couple of groundouts. We mentioned the pitch count for Kramer. He's at 102 to this point. Osowski, on the other hand, again being very economical with his pitches. The first offering to Jackson Hauge will be pitch number 67. Hauge is 0 for 2, 1-0 Anoka in the 6th. The pitch fisted first base side. Under it is the first baseman Nate Albright, and 2 pitches, 2 outs in the 6th inning. Two down in the inning for Trent Friedenberg. Trent grounded out to first in the 2nd inning and walked in the 4th inning. That 4th inning was the last real threat for the Bucs in this game, as pitch high and tight. 1 ball and no strikes to count. It was a 1st and 2nd with 1 down situation, but since that time, Osowski has retired 7 in a row. The 1 run he's given up has been an unearned run, but it counts on the board. Fly ball right field, angling towards the line is Doc Savage, and he will make the catch to retire the side. Now on only 4 pitches, Anoka goes down in order in the 6th. To the 7th we go. It's 1-0 Anoka.
All summer long, you have gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that decorate and help define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball in our hometowns. And on September 11th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Royals at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the newly crowned state amateur champs will be honored at the Town Ball Tavern and during a pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3! Fairmont, state champions in 2020.
To the Fairmont Martins. They are your 2020.
For tickets to the Twins' Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 11th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
That was a great ball player many years ago, but he could play Town Ball. I remember, not bad.
Cam Kramer with 102 pitches is back out for the 7th inning.
Top of the 7th for East Grand Forks. Left fielder Neil Nagel.
Given up 2 hits, walked 2, hit 1, and struck out 11. Neil Nagel is 0 for 2, hit into a double play in the 2nd, popped to first in the 5th, and a breaking ball is swung on and missed by Nagel. It's no balls and 1 strike. Winner of this gets either Miesville or Chaska in Hamburg next Saturday at 1 p.m. 0-1 delivery. Popped up right side. Retreating is the 2nd baseman, Hunter Smith, and he makes a chest-high, one-handed grab off to his side for the first out here in the 7th inning. And the batter will be Nate Albright.
Right fielder Lucas Nelson.
Albright struck out looking in the 2nd inning and singled in the 5th inning. He got the first hit of the game off of Kramer at that time as the first pitch, a foul ball to Albright. No balls and 1 strike count.
First baseman Nate Albright.
0-1 is a little bit low for 1 ball and 1 strike count. With Eric Graham to follow here in the 7th inning. There's only been one true 1-2-3 inning on the day for Kramer, and it'll remain that way as Albright goes the other way and gets a single with 1 out in the 7th inning. Albright now 2 for 3 on the day. And Eric Graham will be the batter. He struck out looking in the 3rd and singled in the 5th. I take that back, there's been 2 1-2-3 innings, the 1st and the 3rd for Kramer. He struck out the side in the 1st and struck out 2 of the 3 in the 3rd inning. Graham is 1 for 2 and takes an off-speed breaking ball low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Anoka as we play the top half of the 7th inning. Each team now with 3 hits on the day. 1-0, swing and a foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the umpire out having a conversation as he walks the ball out to the pitcher, Cam Kramer, as he gives some time for Garrett Hoffman to shake off the cobwebs. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Short lead at first base by Albright. 1-1, a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike count. And a visit to the mound upcoming.
Score update. In Hamburg, after 5 innings, Delano Athletics 3, Spring Hill Chargers 2. Waconia, after 5,
It'll involve the
4, New Brighton Orioles 3.
infield and the battery here. It appears that Taylor Nelson is still warming up in the Anoka bullpen down the right field line. We mentioned Kramer well over 100 pitches now. He's at pitch number 111 coming up. Runner at first, 1 down, 1-0 Anoka leads it, and the 2-1 fly ball out into left center field. Long run for Friedenberg, and he'll have to play it on a hop. Albright gets to second. So just like the last time this part of the order was up, the Mass with a threat. First and second with 1 down. The last time Kramer was able to strike out Colin Peterson and Colton Dax Savage to end the threat. What will happen now? Peterson has been a strikeout victim twice of Kramer, who has 11 strikeouts on the day. And Peterson squares to bunt, takes the pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. In fact, looking at the scorecard, Neil Nagel, the number 5 hitter, is the only batter that Kramer has yet to strike out on the day. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 down. A pause, a look back at second. The 1-0 delivery is inside corner for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. East Grand Forks now out hitting the Bucs 4-3, a ground ball foul, third base side. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pause, the look back at second. And the 1-2 delivery up for 2 balls and 2 strikes. Over at Waconia, Spring Hill leading Delano 3-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Runners at first and second. And right before the pitch, time was asked for by Colin Peterson and granted by the home plate umpire, Dave Gunderson. Kramer just went ahead and delivered the pitch, which most people will tell you is the right thing to do in that situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch skied foul, left side not a play, so we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A pitcher caught in a situation like that, if he stops in the middle of his motion, there's probably more potential injury risk in that rather than just releasing the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Curveball grounded towards third and foul, so Kramer and Hoffman will have to come up with another 2-2 concoction. First and second, 1 down. We're in the 7th. Pitch just missed the outside edge. A trifle low, and now it's 3-2. Colton, Doc Savage on deck. The Mass has not had a runner reach third base yet today. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. The 3-2 delivery low for ball 4, and that changes right now. As Kramer walks his third man. And will we see a move out of the Anoka dugout? Not as of yet, as the bases are loaded with 1 down. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at second. Cherry on top run at first. And Colton Dak Savage, who's grounded out and struck out, will be the batter. 1-0 Anoka here in the 7th inning. As the first pitch skied foul, left side not a play. It's no balls and 1 strike. Doc Savage grounded out to the pitcher in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Paused by Kramer in the 0-1. A curveball low. It skips away from Hoffman, but Hoffman got the chest protector in front of it at an angle that would skip up the third base line, and if Albright would have taken off there, he probably would have ran himself into an out. Infield up at the corners, back up the middle. 1-0 Anoka, but the best threat of the day for the Mass thus far. The 1-1 delivery fouled third base side. That one woke up some folks near the East Grand Forks dugout. Clark Peterson had to elude out of the way of the foul ball off the bat of Dak Savage, and a couple of young fans were just outside the Chaska dugout. Got awoken with the ping of the foul ball. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Doc Savage. Kramer has 11 strikeouts and could use 1 here. The 1-2 is up for 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Doc Savage. 2-2 the count. Two. Inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With the top of the order and Clark Peterson on deck. East Grand Forks trying to get on the board for the first time today. Now the infield up at all 4 spots in the 3-2 situation. 3-2 delivery, fouled back to the protective netting on the third base side, so Doc Savage stays alive. Another competitive at-bat. By a Mass player. 3-2. And the pitch fouled back to the backstop once again. The number of 2-strike foul balls against Cam Kramer today has been very impressive. That is 17 times today that a East Grand Forks player has fouled off a pitch with 2 strikes. 3-2. Inside, ball 4, and we are tied. Doc Savage gets the RBI, bases loaded walk. Albright scores, Graham to third, Peterson to second. 4th walk of the day for Kramer brings the first run home of the day for the Mass. And now you have the top of the order up in Clark Peterson. Struck out looking in the first, walked in the 4th, and grounded to second in the 6th. Kramer working out of the stretch in the bases loaded situation. Infield up at all 4 spots. The pitch. Did it hit him? It did. A painful RBI for Peterson. And now it's a 2-1 lead for East Grand Forks. As they'll come out and get Kramer, who hits his second batter of the day. He's walked 4, he has struck out 11, and Kramer will head to the dugout. He will deserve a cold beverage at the end of the day with 128 pitches for Kramer. And coming in for the Anoka Bucs will be Taylor Nelson. So Kramer's line as of this point, and granted the 3 runners on base are still his responsibility, but 6 1/3. He gives up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 2 hit batters, and 11 strikeouts. He threw 128 pitches.
Family owned and operated since 1939. Lockton Brothers takes great pride.
And Taylor Nelson will come in his stead.
Cold beer really go together. But remember to always drink responsibly.
Nelson, 2007 graduate of Anoka High School. Led the team in innings pitched this year. He returned to his hometown of the Coon Rapids, or to the Anoka Bucs, after spending 11 seasons with the Coon Rapids Redbirds.
Stop by the merchandise area. Get your official state tournament program and roster book. A great deal.
In fact,
$7 gets you both books.
Nelson on the season,
Also,
making his 15th appearance, 9 have been starts. Ended up 5-2 on the season. Opponents only hit 194 against him. He had a 160 ERA, 61 innings, 45 hits, only 13 earned runs, 12 walks, and 44 strikeouts. It'll be Nelson's job to get the Bucs out of trouble as they trail it now 2-1. Infield will remain up at all four positions. Jacob Jelly will come to the plate. He struck out twice and flew out against Kramer. He will face the 12-year veteran of Town Ball, Taylor Nelson, who throws outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Nelson with the set away from his body and fires a strike to Jelly. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Inning started with Nagel popping out. Albright singled, Graham singled, Peterson walked, then Doc Savage walked to walk in a run. Peterson then was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded to get the second run of the game home. Swing and a miss at a good breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2, off-speed pitch and a foul ball. Jacob fouling one off to his brother Reed in the on-deck circle. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. 1-2 delivery, curveball, and it doesn't curve. He was hit by the pitch. And Yelly gets the painful RBI to make it 3-1. As Callan Peterson comes home, Doc Savage goes to third, and Clark Peterson up to second. So a bases loaded walk and 2 hit batters with the bases loaded here in the 7th inning have brought in the 3 runs for East Grand Forks. And the 8th batter of the inning is Reed Jelly. Struck out in the 1st, flew out to center in the 4th, and hit by a pitch in the 6th. Infield up again at all 4 spots as the pitch goes low and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. And what gives you heartburn from the Anoka perspective is that hit by a pitch came on a 1-2 pitch when Nelson was ahead in the count. Breaking ball outside corner for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 3-1 the lead for East Grand Forks. All 3 runs coming in the frame that we're in right now. Pitch outside. Two balls, 1 strike now. Two and 1. Fly ball, right field. After it is Lucas Nelson. He can't get there. Scoring is Doc Savage. And the Mass are going to play it station to station as Reed Jelly gets an RBI single to bring the 4th run of the inning home and give the Mass a 4-1 lead. Jelly with an RBI single, still only 1 out. 7 straight batters have reached for East Grand Forks. And TJ Hokason will come to the plate. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Fly ball right field. Underneath it is Lucas Nelson. He will make the catch. Tagging at third, coming to the plate is Clark Peterson. He will score. Other runners will stay put. It is now a 5-1 lead as Hokason with the sacrificed fly to right to score Clark Peterson with the 5th tally of the frame. And the advantage increases to 4 for the Mass. 5-1 East Grand Forks, and Neil Nagel, who started the inning by popping out to second, will stand in with runners at first and second and 2 down. Nagel swings and misses at the first offering, 0-1. He hit into a double play in the second inning, popped to first in the 5th, and popped to second earlier this frame. Nelson trying to prevent any more damage as the pitch, curveball in there for a strike. And it's 0-2. All 5 runs will be earned, and all 5 will be charged to Cam Kramer. 0-2 with 2 down. Nelson ready in the 0-2 is a little bit low, a little bit outside for 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pause by Nelson, the 1-2 fly ball right field. Retreating is Lucas Nelson. He looks up, and did he come down with it? He did not. Scoring is Jelly. Scoring is Jelly again. Throw to second base. Not in time to get Nagel. It's now a 7-1 advantage. And as the throw gets away, as they threw it back to Nelson in the circle, or on the pitcher's mound, that'll allow Neil Nagel to reach third base. So it'll be a 2-run double for Neil Nagel to score the Jelly brothers. And that'll make it a 7-run 7th inning, and Neil Nagel will move up to third on the throwing error. The first error of the day for Anoka. 7 in the 7th here for East Grand Forks. And Nate Albright will try to keep the fun going. He'll be the 11th batter of the inning. He'll loop one toward short. It's played on a hop there by Jackson Hauge. He'll throw to first base to retire the side. But not before 7 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left. We stretch in Chaska. Our new score, East Grand Forks 7, Anoka 1.
Nobody does high school sports like PrepSpotlight.tv. Your home for Minnesota State tournament action is also where you can find the best weekly action during the regular season in 2021. We make it easy to be a high school sports fan at PrepSpotlight.tv.
In his rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
A little bit of fun here at the Chaska Athletic Park as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. That is the musical talents of the one, the only Dick Jonkowski, our public address announcer here in Chaska today, with his version of the 7th inning stretch as East Grand Forks with 7 runs in the top half of this 7th inning, and Anoka finds themselves trailing for the first time today. Lucas Nelson will try to start a rally. He popped to the pitcher in the 2nd inning and singled in the 4th inning. A swing and a foul back. Coming back is the catcher Peterson, but it lands on the grandstand roof on the third base side, so it's no balls and 1 strike. Go back to a key moment in this game. Anoka was leading 1-0 back in the 4th inning. They had first and second with 1 down. Since that time, Jake Osowski has retired 8 batters in a row as the pitch goes high to Lucas Nelson. 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, Nelson's single back in the 4th inning was the last Bucs base runner. 1-1, swinging a foul. Back to the protective netting behind home plate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. One and 2 the count, and pitch high. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Only 73 pitches for Osowski as well today. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. So Osowski is now let down, or retired, I should say, 9 batters in a row. That's his 4th strikeout. He has walked 1 and given up 3 hits on the day. And the 1 run he has given up has been unearned as Nate Tillman looks at the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. He lined to second back in the 2nd and popped to second in the 4th. A 7-run 7th has given East Grand Forks a 7-1 lead. A curveball for a strike. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1-1 fastball up from Osowski. That's 2 balls and 1 strike count. 7-6-2 for East Grand Forks. 1-3-1 for Anoka. Pitch inside. Now Tillman ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Anoka is the home team, for those of you wondering. And the pitch, good curveballs taken for a strike, and it's 3-2 now. Winner of this one will play in the quarterfinals in Hamburg next Saturday at 1 o'clock. 3-2 line drive, caught it short by Jacob Jelly. And 2 down here in the inning. They will face the winner of the Miesville-Chaska game that was suspended last night.
Catcher Garrett Hoffman.
Miesville leading that one 5-0 in the 4th inning. They'll pick that one up where they left it off on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Garrett Hoffman, first ball swinging, hits one towards the middle of the infield, fielded by Reed Jelly. He'll throw to first base. Nice scoop at first base by Nate Albright, and the out recorded to retire the side. So for the 3rd consecutive inning, the Bucs go down in order. 3 up, 3 down, 7 complete. East Grand Forks leads it by a 7-1 margin.
Celebrate the end of the 2021 Town Ball season. Join your teammates, rivals, and ball fans from around the state for the Twins game on September 11th. Special ticket pricing for Town Ball players and fans. Salutes to the newly crowned champs and a very fun night at the ballpark. Order your tickets at twinsbaseball.com/townball and wear your town's team colors to Target Field on September 11th.
Our Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealer provides customers with the type of experience that they want. One that's simple, fast, and easy. We offer a streamlined car buying.
You see the website you can check out for Town Ball Night with the Twins, which was coming up on Saturday night, September 11th. Twinsbaseball.com/townball. We appreciate their support of Twins baseball, as Hunter Smith will now be the new pitcher for Anoka, becoming the 3rd pitcher of the game.
Now pitching for Anoka, number 15, Hunter Smith.
And we'll see who's playing out at second base right now, where Hunter Smith was. It looks like Nate Tillman has moved from first base to second base, and
Now for the second base, 18, Nate Tillman. And now at first base, 21,
Taylor Nelson, who was the pitcher that ended that 7th inning. He has moved to first base. So those are the defensive changes for the Bucs here in the top half of the 8th inning. Charles Brolin, our producer and director. My name is Darren Swenson. Glad you're with us from historic Chaska Athletic Park, one of 3 sites hosting this year's state amateur baseball tournament. Eric Graham will take a strike from Hunter Smith. No balls and 1 strike. Graham 2 for 3, struck out looking in the first, singled in the 5th, singled and scored in the 7th. Graham squares to bunt and takes a breaking ball outside for 1 ball and 1 strike. 7-run 7th inning for East Grand Forks. 1-1, a little bit low, 2 balls and 1 strike. A bases loaded walk. 2 bases loaded hit by pitches, an RBI single for Reed Yelly, a sacrifice fly by TJ Hawkinson. Swing and a miss, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a 2-run double by Neil Nagel. Those are the runs that scored in that 5th inning. 2-2 the count, and the pitch, breaking ball outside for 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the 8th inning. In case you are wondering, Anoka is the home team. Smith, a quick worker, the 3-2 delivery taken for strike 3. A breaking ball that hung up in the zone a little bit, and Graham perhaps expecting something else. Smith had a 5-2 record this season. This is his 3rd appearance out of the bullpen, 50 2/3 innings, 57 hits, 18 earned runs, 10 walks and 46 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .275 against him. Colin Peterson will swing and miss at the first one, 0-1. Peterson struck out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, and walked and scored in the 7th. The 0-1 delivery off the end of the bat, grounded towards 3rd. Herdzina will pick it up and loop it over to first base, and Taylor Nelson, and there's 2 down here in the inning. Starter Cam Kramer, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 2 hit batters, and 11 strikeouts. He ended up throwing 128 pitches today. Taylor Nelson goes 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked no one, hit 1, and struck out no one, as Colton Doc Savage will look at a strike, 0-1. Doc Savage grounded to the pitcher in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Pitch outside corner for a strike, it's 0-2, and he walked with the bases loaded and scored himself in that 7th inning. So Smith gets the sign and the 0-2 delivery. A little bit low, and that one got a piece of Hoffman, and sportsmanlike action of Dave Gunderson will walk the ball out to the pitcher to give Hoffman some time to shake off the cobwebs. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch smacked into center field, a base hit. Doc Savage on for his 2nd straight plate appearance. That'll give Clark Peterson a chance here in the 8th inning. 7-1 East Grand Forks after the 7-run 7th inning.
Catcher Clark Peterson.
Peterson starting the 5th trip around the batting order. He has reached in 2 of his 4 plate appearances. Struck out looking the 1st, walked in the 4th, grounded to 2nd in the 6th, and hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. In the 7th inning, he also scored in that frame. His pitch goes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Next offering outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Next offering low, 3 balls and no strikes to count. 3-0, ground ball toward short to his left as Jackson Hauge will give an underhand toss to Nate Tillman to retire the side. A hit and a runner left. To the bottom of the 8th we go. It's the East Grand Forks Mass 7, the Anoka Bucs 1.
Town ball tour. Head to the small towns and tell people what it's all about.
A lot of excitement. Weather is fantastic.
This place has been here since the early 80s.
This is a baseball town.
The town is here. The kids are here. It's safe. It's a wonderful environment. We certainly met some wonderful characters.
Thanks for joining us for another season of Fox 9's Town Ball Tour.
Rolling Stone, John Seifert, Chaska. induction banquet will take place on Saturday, September 18th at the Rivers Edge Convention Center in St. Cloud, home of the Minnesota Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame. Also,
7-1 East Grand Forks, a 7-run seventh inning. Has broken the game wide open. Jake Osowski has settled down and has been very economical with his pitches throughout the day. He really, outside of a defensive miscue, hasn't had too many headaches today. Anoka got their one run in the third inning, a bunt single by Schellen as part of the same sequence. An error got him to second, and an error got him to third. J.D. Wells followed that up with an RBI single in the third inning. That made it 1-0. In the fourth inning, the Bucs had first and second with one down. And since that time, Osowski has set down 11 in a row. The hitters 8-9-1 for the Bucs as they try to start a rally. They got a lot of work to do. Billy Herdzina flew out deep to center in the third, grounded to second in the fifth. He'll swing at the first one, foul this one away, third base side, not a play. No balls and one strike to count. Next pitch outside. One ball, one strike. Osowski at 83 pitches. Again, we mentioned it earlier. East Grand Forks with only 10 players here today. So if Osowski gets in trouble, it'll be interesting to see where they would go. A ground ball towards third. Hawkinson makes the play, throws across the diamond to retire Herdzina. 12 in a row set down for Jake Osowski. And it looks like a pinch hitter coming up.
Batting for the center fielder, Cardichel, number 28, Logan Piero.
Logan Piero is going to bat. Piero in from the right-hand side of the plate. He'll take a curve for a strike. No balls and one strike. Piero in his fifth year with the Anoka Bucs. Next pitch outside. One ball and one strike. According to team manager J.D. Wells, pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Piero has arguably some of the best one-liners in all of town ball. 2-1, foul ball, third base side. Hokason with room up the third base side, but he can't run it down. It lands in play, but foul. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a lot of foul territory room here in Chaska. Probably about an average amount directly behind home plate, but up the third base and first base sides. Quite a bit of room before it narrows as it heads towards the outfield fence. 2-2 delivery, good curveball, swung on and fouled at the plate by Piero. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the order, and J.D. Wells on deck. 7-1 East Grand Forks, bottom of the 8th. Ground ball towards short. Jacob Jelly will pick it up and throw on to first base to retire Piero. 2 down in inning number 8. And the batter will be J.D. Wells. Grounded to short in the first. RBI single in the third. And flew out to center in the 5th. Wells responsible for the lone RBI. of the day. That came back in the third inning. It was a 1-0 lead for Anoka. That stayed for 3 innings. Till that 7-run 7th inning, as well as trails in the count, no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Wasowski just in a groove right now. Ever since getting out of that jam in the 4th inning, next one high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's taking his game up a notch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball left side of the infield. Hawkinson, the third baseman, makes the play and throws on the run to retire Wells, and another 1-2-3 inning. The 4th consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Wasowski has retired 14 in a row now. We head to the 9th. East Grand Forks leads at 7-1.
East Grand Forks 7, Anoka 1. And that scoreboard, by the way, in right center field, was installed by AIM Electronics, the official scoreboard of the Minnesota Baseball Association.
Next game coming up today, it'll be the Chanhassen Redbirds and the Moorhead Mudcats. Scheduled for a 1:30 start, but we will have that one pretty much in enough allocated time to allow both teams to warm up and get ready for game number 2. In the winner of this one, we'll get either Miesville or Chaska next Saturday in Hamburg at 1 o'clock in the Class B quarterfinals. Miesville and Chaska played 3.5 innings last night, with Miesville leading by a 5-0 margin. They'll pick up where Mother Nature left off.
East Grand Forks, top of the 9th.
Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here at Chaska Athletic Park. 2, 3, and 4 due for East Grand Forks here in the 9th inning. First ball swinging is Jacob Jelly, and he'll fly one into left. That'll land in front of Trent Friedenberg for a base hit. One on, nobody out here in the
second baseman Reed Jelly.
9th inning, and Reed Jelly will be the batter. Reed struck out in the 1st, flew out to center in the 4th, hit by a pitch in the 6th. RBI single and a run scored in the 7th. Healthy cut, no contact, and it's 0-2. Great hospitality from the Volunteers here in Chaska. We already got the lineups for game number 2. 0-1 delivery is outside for 1 ball, 1 strike on Reed Jelly. Hunter Smith, third pitcher of the day for Anoka. We mentioned Kramer went 6 1/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 2 hit batters, and 11 strikeouts. Ground ball up the middle. Smith will field. He'll go to second for the first down. A throw to first base in time for the double play. Nate Tillman taking the throw out at second. So in the scorebook, it goes 1-4-3, 2 down, nobody on here in the inning.
Third baseman T.J. Hokerson.
So C.J. Hokerson will stand in. Hokerson walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th and in the 6th, and had a sacrifice fly in the 7th inning. First pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Unscoring plays in that 7th inning. A bases loaded walk to Doc Savage. A bases loaded hit by a pitch to Clark Peterson. A bases loaded hit by a pitch to Jacob Jelly. The foul ball makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. An RBI single by Reed Jelly. A sacrifice fly by T.J. Hokerson. And a 2-run double by Neil Nagel. Smith gets it over for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due for the Bucs in the 9th inning as the pitch swung on and missed on a curveball. And that's that for the 9th inning. 1 hit, nobody left. Bottom of the 9th, the Bucs with a lot of work to do. East Grand Forks leads it by a 7-1 margin.
Reminder coming up next, Chad Hansen and the Moorhead Mudcats. Moorhead Mudcats, Chad Hansen coming up next.
East Grand Forks trying to earn another trip down to the Southwest Metro next weekend and head to Hamburg for the quarterfinals at 1 o'clock as Hunter Smith, first ball swinging, one hopper right back to Osowski. And an underhand toss to first base retires the first batter of the 9th inning on 1 pitch, 1 down here in the inning. And Jackson Hauge will be the batter. Jake Osowski has allowed 2 runners on in an inning twice. Other than that, he has not allowed a base runner. He allowed 2 runners on in the 3rd, 2 runners on in the 4th, but every other inning has been a 1-2-3 inning. As Hauge swings and misses, 0-1. A pop out, a fly out, and a ground out off the bat of Hauge. No balls and 1 strike, and the 0-1 delivery is high and away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Done so on pretty economical pitch count. This will be pitch number 99 as the pitch goes low, 2 balls and 1 strike. He's retired 15 in a row since getting out of a 1st and 2nd 1 down situation. Back in inning number 4, the last Buck base runner was the Lucas Nelson single back in the 4th. This pitch goes outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-1 backdoor breaking ball for a strike. It's 3-2 now. 3-2 outside ball 4 as you tell Osowski wanted that pitch, and Hauge will reach with 1 out here in the 9th inning, becoming just the 5th base runner of the day for the Bucs. And the first one since the 4th inning. And Trent Friedenberg will be the batter. 7-1 East Grand Forks, bottom half of the 9th inning. 1 on, 1 out. Ground ball towards 3rd and foul. No balls and 1 strike. Friedenberg grounded to 1st in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and flew out to right in the 6th. The walk ended a string of 15 consecutive batters retired for Osowski as the pitch goes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one, the pitch high and tight, and it hit him. And Now for the third time in today's game, the Bucs have 2 runners on in a frame. It happened back in the third.
Right fielder Lucas Nelson.
Clark Peterson meeting at the mound. And it looks like East Grand Forks is going to say that's it for Osowski. Osowski will switch gloves here, and the new pitcher on the mound will be Reed Jelly.
Now pitching number 33, Reed Jelly.
Reed Jelly
East Grand Forks Jelly now pitching.
will relieve Osowski after 8 1/3 innings. He gives up 3 hits, 1 unearned run, walks 1, hits 1,
Now for second base number 38,
and strikes out 4. And you do also have to give credit to the East Grand Forks defense today. They've played pretty well behind Osowski. They do have 2 errors, but those 2 errors came on the same play. So outside of 1 batter, they've done very good. First and second, 1 down. And the first pitch of the game from Reed Jelly is a strike to Lucas Nelson, 0-1. Nelson popped to the pitcher in the second inning, singled in the 4th, and struck out in the 7th. First and second with 1 down as Jelly throws outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. So Osowski now at second base. And Jelly on the hill. The 1-1 delivery, a ground ball towards second base. Osowski will field the multi-hopper, and an underhand toss to first base will retire Lucas Nelson, with Hauge moving up to third. Friedenberg moving to second. 2 down in the inning for Nate Tillman.
His baseman Nate Tillman.
Tillman lined out to second in the second, popped to second in the 4th, and lined out to short in the 7th. Jelly throws outside, 1 ball, no strikes. East Grand Forks needing out number 27 to move on to the quarterfinals. Pitch in there for a strike. And now it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Nate Tillman. Only 3 hits for Anoka on the day. Only a total of 6 base runners in 9 innings. Pitch outside, 1 ball, or rather 2 balls and 1 strike. Billy trying to pin it down for Jake Osowski, who was real good today. 2-1, right back to Yelly. He'll pick it up, throw it to first base, and East Grand Forks is moving on to the quarterfinals. The Mass win it today by a count of 7-1. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left for the Mass. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and 5 left for Anoka. Jake Osowski, the winning pitcher for East Grand Forks. Through 8 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 unearned run, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, and 4 strikeouts. The losing pitcher, Cam Kramer, for Anoka. So East Grand Forks is now 8-15. They'll move on to the quarterfinals next Saturday in Hamburg at 1 o'clock to face the winner of tomorrow night's completion of the suspended game between Meadville and Chaska. And the losing team, Anoka, will bow out their season at 26-11. So here in about a half an hour or so, we will have the game 2 of the day, the Moorhead Mud Hens and the Chanhassen squad. And that will come up at approximately 1:50, 2 o'clock in there, but we will probably start the stream, and you can tell whether the game is going or not based on us starting the stream on that end of things. But for this game, we will wish you adieu, as Charles Brolin has been our producer and director. My name is Darren Swenson. So long for now from Chaska Athletic Park. East Grand Forks wins it 7-1. Thanks for watching the 98th Annual State Amateur Baseball Tournament at prepspotlight.tv/townball.
Amateur baseball is one of Minnesota's great sporting traditions. The state tournament brings together hundreds of communities in late summer at great ballparks all around the state. Coverage of every game can be found on prepspotlight.tv. PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of today's state tournament game is made possible by the Minnesota Baseball Association, and also with help from the Minnesota Twins. Celebrate Townball with the Twins on September 11th. Visit twinsbaseball.com/townball for details. Now let's get to the ballpark.